in bloom.
You can always tell where the camps were because of the apple trees,
Says the ranger.
The loggers would throw out their cores or bury them, and the trees just took root.
U is the use we put our teams to.
V is the valley we draw our logs through.
W is the woods we leave in the spring.
And this is all we are going to sing. Headline from an article in the Columbian, dated March 9th, 1894. Shad and eel fishing in Bloomsburg. An old resident tells of the olden times when these luscious fish came up the Susquehanna. Now, it's a good many years ago, and of course you don't remember it, because it was before you were born, probably, that we used to fish for shad in the river. Now, I used to bring a dinner bucket down to my brother Samuel, who died last week at Wilkes-Barre at the age of 91 years and 7 days. I was just a boy then. He used to go down to the river and fish for shad with the other men. Now, this was before the dams below Columbia and Sunbury was built. So the fish came all the way up this far up the river, even farther. Now, in the spring, we'd wait for the bloodroot to blossom. We called them shad flowers because it was a sign. The dogwood, too. Now, the shad runs began as soon as the dogwood bloomed. And the river surfaced, just bulged when those schools of shad came swimming upstream. I remember William Crevelin say that he once caught 4,000 at one haul. Now, the fish were delicious because they was fresh from the water. Now, they had other fish on the river then, salmon, suckers, and so on, like the eels. In the fall, at night, we'd go out with lanterns and set up traps at the weirs in the river. They say those eels was making their way all the way down to their spawning grounds in the Sargasso Sea. That's in the Atlantic Ocean between the Azores and the West Indies, all the way down from the Susquehanna. Imagine that. Now, on a good night, you catch maybe 50 eels. One night, we caught 120. Prices were 25 cents a pound, 35 cents if you wanted your eel's skin. Anybody who's ever had to skin an eel can tell you that that extra price was well deserved. Now let me see, the last shad were caught here in 1828 or 9. It's been a long time since I've seen an eel, but you can still see them every now and then, but not like the olden days. Canal was opened in 1830, and the dams was built that kept the shad from going downriver and the eels from going up. Now, should the canal ever be torn down and the dams abandoned, torn down too, no doubt people could enjoy swimming and fishing for shad and eels just like they did 60 years ago, unless the sewerage from the towns and the refuse from the coal mines would drive them back. That I don't know anything about. Yeah, there's few of us who remember shad and eel fishing like we used to. I could tell you a good many other things about Bloomsburg in the olden days, but I guess that is enough for this time.